Montana Republicans have persisted in forbidding Democratic transgender lawmaker Zooey Zephyr from participating in debate for a second week, leading to a standoff at the State House. Zephyr had made remarks against lawmakers who support a ban on gender-affirming care for minors, and she had not been allowed to speak since last Tuesday when she told Republican colleagues they would have blood on their hands if they banned gender-affirming medical care for transgender youth. Zephyr's supporters brought the House session to a halt on Monday, chanting "Let her speak" from the gallery before they were escorted out by law enforcement. 7 supporters were arrested for criminal trespass. The disruption drew criticism from Republican leaders who described it as a riot and an insurrection. House leadership declined to comment but released a statement condemning violence and stating that the actions of the protesters did not represent Montana values. The conservative Montana Freedom Caucus, which had called for Zephyr to be censured after her comments last week, issued a statement condemning the actions of the protesters and calling for disciplinary action against Zephyr. Zephyr and her supporters argue that her statements accurately illustrate the stakes of the legislation under discussion, which they believe endangers transgender youth. Earlier in the day, Zephyr spoke from the Capitol steps, vowing to continue speaking forcefully against legislation that members of the transgender community consider matters of life and death. She connected the struggle against gender-affirming care bans to political fights animating other marginalized groups throughout the United States. The standoff in Montana is the latest example of discussions around civility, decorum, and how to discuss political issues perceived as life and death. Zephyr was previously silenced and deliberately misgendered by some Republican lawmakers in response to her charge last week. Republican leaders have demanded she apologize and stated that they won't allow any lawmaker to speak whom they don't trust to uphold decorum, regardless of party or gender. The situation in Montana has brought renewed attention to the legislative battles over transgender rights taking place in many state houses across the United States. We would love to hear your thoughts on this topic. What do you think? Write in the comment below.